Hey everybody, it's Mark. Okay, I'm going to start off this video, even though I'm going to be talking about my surgery process. I'm going to be start off this video by saying I am putting it out there to the world that I am continuing to try to get better control of my physical health. So I am looking to lose fat. That's the easiest way to put it. So I want you, when you watch my videos, to keep me accountable. If you think I've lost weight, let me know. If you think I've gained weight, let me know. Be honest. One thing I love about Chinese people is that, in my experiences in Wuhan, is that if they think you've gained weight, they tell you. Whereas in Western culture, if people think you've gained weight, if you mention anything about their weight, it's offensive and rude. You know what? I'd rather live in a society where somebody looks at me and says, hey, looks like you've gotten fat, versus a society that doesn't say anything because they're so scared of embarrassment about saying, or offensiveness by saying, oh, Mark, you've gained weight. You know, so yeah, bring it on. Anyway, the reason why I'm doing this video is because I want to document the process of my surgery. I have a hernia in my groin region, and that is very common among men based on the way our bodies are designed. So it's a procedure that's common for doctors. So they obviously have to be careful, but at the same time, it's very common. So I'm going to document the process of me going through the hospital and what it's like as a foreigner who can't really speak Chinese to be in Wuhan, China, getting their surgery done. So I'll show a couple of pictures from today and a video on this video. So you can see some of the steps. We are living in a pandemic still, so what you're seeing is what you need to do as an expat if you need to check into the hospital during a pandemic. So far, I'll say my first step today was to basically get my coronavirus test to make sure I was not with the virus. I did not have the virus. And then after that, it was to see if there was a bed available, okay? So to go through a little bit of the process, first of all, I have a very good friend of mine who is with me. So if you're a foreigner and you're in China and you're going to hospitals without any translators, it's gonna make your job a lot more challenging and a lot harder to accomplish. You can use your phone to translate, but when it comes to medical things, I would recommend, if possible, to get someone to help you translate, whether they volunteer or whether you pay them. In fact, I recommend you pay them because Chinese are very kind, they're very generous, but I do think that for special circumstances, you know, even if they're your friend, they deserve some type of compensation for their services because health is number one, right? So anyway, I have a good friend who's come out with me, and he did all the talking, and he told me what to do. That made the process very smooth. But ultimately, I needed to get a COVID test. So I did three things. I got a blood test in my left arm. And then I sat by this booth. It was so funny. It looked like it was a parking lot kind of thing. Like, I mean, it was very organized and like, it looked very different. So this lady is like in a parking lot booth and she has like the full COVID gear on, the white suit and the mask and everything. And there's like bars across the window, and she sticks out her arm and she swabs your mouth to start. And then she swabs your nose, and oh my God, the nose goes so deep.
好的，马杰，这里给你轻一点，我怕。
那有啥怕的？一试试才爽呢。我操！
But anyway, those are the three things: the arm, the mouth, and the nose. Within 6 hours, I had my results that I was COVID-free, which enabled me to go to the next step, which was to pay the fee I needed to pay, because first of all, this was a pre-existing condition, and then I got the insurance. So basically the insurance said, sorry, you were not with us when you got this diagnosis. You got it before you were with this insurance company, so you have to pay out of pocket. So even though I'm paying out of pocket, it is much more, oh, I'm kind of confusing myself. It's much more affordable in China for a foreigner with my job to pay for the medical expenses. So I put a certain amount of money on my card, my hospital card, so it paid out all the expenses. It will in advance. And yeah, anyway, I don't think I need to get more into details on that, but what I will say is so far, the process was very systematic, it was very organized, and the results came out really quick. The one thing that was a bit of a bump in the road, which slowed down the process, was that there wasn't a bed available for me when I opted for a bed, and I'm guessing that's partially because of the extra services required during the pandemic, and also maybe it's just the fact that I live in a city of 10 million people, and I happen to be at one of the best hospitals in Wuhan, so that could be another possibility. But of course, if it was like an urgent situation, then that would be different. But my situation is not urgent, so hopefully tomorrow or the next day they will have a bed for me. I'm the next in line, so it should be fine. The doctor, by the way, the surgeon, I've had him on WeChat, on my personal WeChat for months. Very friendly guy, very nice guy. I'm going to help improve his English. But he worked with my friend, who's also my advisor basically, and my advisor got all the so my advisor is Chinese. He's a local to Wuhan, and he collected all the information I required about the surgery, from sleeping to diet to timing of everything. Things I needed to know, drugs. He gathered all that information for me in advance, so I knew what to expect. So yeah, anyway, I don't want to be rambling too much in this video, but the purpose of this video is to document the process of me going into surgery for the first time in China, because there's a lot of misconceptions, I think, about the Chinese medical system, and I don't know how it's going to unfold, but I'm optimistic that it's going to go well and that I'm in good hands. So, okay, I think I'll leave it there for now, but yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, Wuhan Jia Yiu. So before we go, one thing I wanted to add was that in China, and I'll say in Wuhan because I live in Wuhan, the nurse's job is to focus on the essential medical requirements and needs of the patients. So this is very different from Canada. But again, if you can imagine living in a city of over 10 million people, you can imagine that nurses can only do so much, and their primary jobs are of course, your physical health. So when I go unconscious for my surgery, when I get put under, I legally have to have somebody with me who can be my guardian in my unconsciousness. So my very good friend is going to be with me by my side to support me through this process. He's also going to help me get food and different things that I require to be comfortable and stuff. He's been amazing, and without him, this process would not be nearly as smooth as it will be. So I look forward to that. Anyway, yeah, I just wanted to point out that difference. So in Canada, we have a nursing system where nurses cater to your social, mental, and physical needs. But in China, it's much more specific to your physical, medical needs. And then for the social part, you need to bring somebody in to support you. Anyway, I'm excited to see how things unfold, and these videos, don't expect high quality, don't expect anything fantastic. I will get better at editing these videos as I move along. I'm going to learn better ways to do it, but for now, I just want to document it and get it out. So anyway, Wuhan Jia Yiu.